In other news, U.S. President Donald Trump has reignited his threat for the federal takeover of Washington, D.C. and has not ruled out bringing in the National Guard to help handle crime in the city. Trump's remarks comes after former Department of Government Efficiency employee, DOGE employee, was assaulted in an attempted carjacking case. When asked by a reporter whether taking over the Metropolitan Police Department is an option on the table, Trump said it was.
And do you want Congress to look at overturning the D.C. Home Rule Act?
We're going to look at that. In fact, the lawyers are already studying it. We have to run D.C. This has to be the best run place in the country, not the worst run place in the country. And it has so much potential. And we're going to take care of it. You're going to be safe. You're going to be safe walking down streets.
Right, Trump says that if D.C. does not get its act together and quickly, we will have no choice but to take federal control of the city and run the city how it should be run and put criminals on notice that they are not going to get away with it anymore. Well, this statement by the U.S. president, it comes a day after he threatened city leaders on his Truth Social platform. And this is not the first time that the Trump administration has threatened to send National Guard into the U.S. Capitol. Just 2 months ago, Trump deployed the National Guard to L.A. in a bid to quell demonstrations over immigration raids. Not just that. In 2020 as well, Trump administration deployed the National Guard in Washington, D.C. in the wake of George Floyd's murder. According to initial police department data, violent crime in Washington, D.C. fell in the first half of 2025 by 26% compared with a year earlier. However, the burning question right now is that can the U.S. president take federal control of Washington, D.C.? Experts say that it is possible, but it's not that simple because Trump will have to get Congress to agree. A full federal takeover of the district would require an act of Congress in which both the House and the Senate would need to vote to repeal the 1973 Home Rule Act, which grants residents the right to elect their own city government. And well, for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani is joining us on the phone line from New York. Hi, Susan. First up, the question is, of course, can Trump take federal control of Washington, D.C.? And what are the challenges lined up with the U.S. president clearly threatening to take federal control of the U.S. Capitol?
Yeah, well, first of all, we have to note that the threat came after there was a very high-profile incident that involved teen gang members ganging up on a former DOGE employee. And we've seen this continuously happen. And the issue of illegal guns in the hands of teenagers in D.C., notably downtown D.C., has really been on the rise, despite the fact that, those polls indicate that the crime rate is lower. To take over D.C., as you mentioned, Congress would have to overturn the Home Rules Act of 1973. And before Congress granted D.C. the Home Rule Act, the president appointed the city's mayor, and Congress and unelected commissioners oversaw the district's law and affairs. Now, while he can't do this right away, what he can do is start appointing his administration's friendly judges to key positions, and that would be the closest that, you can federalize sort of D.C. without Congress. But ultimately, if you want to do something like that, Congress holds the final say on the city's law, meaning that even D.C.'s mayor has always had to walk a fine line when it came to implementing certain laws. So it's easier said than done, but nonetheless, the Trump administration really wants to put the issue of vandalism, gang crime in Washington, D.C. to the forefront by saying this.
Right, Susan, thanks for getting us the latest on this.